Have you ever felt that something is deeply wrong with the world, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is? It feels like an invisible system is at work, shaping values, beliefs, and even the way we live. The most frightening part is that almost no one notices. It doesn't present itself as evil but as a solution: unity, tolerance, peace. Yet this system is leading millions away from the truth and preparing the ground for the greatest deception of all time. The religious system of the Antichrist has already begun. While many are distracted, it is growing, infiltrating our lives in almost imperceptible ways. The book of Revelation, so often neglected, holds the keys to understanding this threat. Written over 2,000 years ago, it describes with precision events that are unfolding before our eyes, and what it reveals is alarming. A system that blends religions, compromises values, and offers a shallow yet attractive spirituality. Can you recognize the signs around you? And more importantly, are you prepared to resist? If you want to understand what is truly happening and discover how to protect your faith in this confusing scenario, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll explore how the religious system of the Antichrist operates and why it is so dangerous. Brace yourself, because what you're about to hear may change the way you see the world around you. If you enjoy this type of content, please like, share, and let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Together, let's unravel the mysteries of Revelation and understand how to prepare for the times to come. The book of Revelation is not a product of John's imagination, but a divine revelation with a very clear purpose. The chain of transmission of this message is fascinating and unique. From God to Jesus Christ, then to an angel, and finally to John. This sequence reinforces the divine authority of the text, emphasizing that every word was planned to bring light to what was hidden. Unlike other books of the Bible, Revelation has a singular character. It mixes prophetic elements with apocalyptic visions, something that demands heightened attention. While other biblical texts teach us through stories or laws, this book uses powerful imagery, such as seals, trumpets, and bowls, to convey eternal truths. It speaks of a future that at the same time inspires hope and warns of danger. And even, though it is profound, Revelation was written to be understood by all who seek the truth with sincerity. It's striking how the context in which John received this revelation adds even more weight to the message. He was exiled on the island of Patmos, isolated because of his faith. Even in the midst of adversity, God chose that moment to share a vision that would change the course of history. In Revelation, Babylon is presented as a dark and intriguing figure. It is described as a great prostitute sitting on many waters. This image is not merely symbolic. It represents a system of spiritual corruption that exerts influence over peoples, nations, and languages. Babylon is not just a spiritual force. It is also a cultural and political system that shapes thoughts and behaviors. It's not hard to imagine this when we think about how ideologies and values contrary to God spread so easily around the world. The immorality of Babylon is a central point in its description. John speaks of how it intoxicates the nations with the wine of its prostitution. This metaphor makes us think about how sin can be attractive, offering a false sense of pleasure or security. But like wine, these promises lead to destruction. How often do people trade the truth of God for something that seems more accessible or convenient? Babylon is the reflection of this deception, leading multitudes away from the path of righteousness. The idea of a new world religion described in Revelation is both fascinating and alarming. This emerging religion is not based on absolute truth, but on spiritual relativism. It promotes the idea that all beliefs are valid, and that global unity can only be achieved by eliminating religious differences. The danger, however, lies precisely in this apparent inclusivity, as it rejects the foundations of the Christian faith. It is a faith that pleases the ears, but does not transform hearts. This global religious system will be a reflection of the Babylon described in Revelation 17. It will combine doctrines and rituals from various traditions, creating a syncretism that confuses rather than clarifies. A mix where elements of Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, and even occultism are blended into a single spiritual package. It seems innocent, even inspiring. But behind this facade lies a plan to divert the world from true worship of God. God's call for his people to come out of Babylon is one of the most impactful messages in Revelation. In Revelation 18:4-5 we read, "Come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues." This call is not just a warning but a cry of love and care. God knows that those who remain in Babylon will not only witness its destruction but will also be contaminated by its practices. Separating from Babylon is not an option. It is a matter of spiritual life or death. The separation mentioned in Revelation goes beyond the physical. It is a spiritual and moral break with the values and practices that Babylon promotes. It is a call to holiness in the midst of a corrupt world. Yet, living in holiness can seem challenging when everything around us encourages the opposite. The system of Babylon is not just a prophetic element. It is present in our daily lives, shaping thoughts and behaviors. Relativism, pluralism, and the rejection of absolute truth are clear marks of how Babylon manifests itself in today's society. We live in a time where truth is seen as subjective, and everyone is encouraged to create their own morality. This reflects the spirit of Babylon, which promotes confusion and division. But are we discerning these influences in our daily choices? The call to cling to God's word has never been more urgent. It is the compass that guides us in a confused world, offering clarity and direction. The system of Babylon, operating so skillfully in the world, demands a response from us. Will we conform or separate? So the question remains, how are you living your faith? Are you feeding your mind with God's word, or are you being led astray by the doctrines of the world? It's time to reflect. What changes can you make today to prepare spiritually and resist deception? If this content has made you think, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to continue exploring topics that can transform your life and faith. Don't let the distractions of the world drown out the truth. The decision is yours, and it starts now. Thank you for watching. Blessings, and stay with God. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Let us know in the comments what you thought and where you're watching from. Together, let's unravel the mysteries of the Bible and prepare for the times to come.